Hello everyone, welcome to the stream, and another day in Azeroth. Hope you guys are doing well. Thank you all for being here. Parkow, Dragon's Bane, Talon, Mitosh, Valerie, Camp Spidey. Welcome everybody. We are going to do a little bit of fishing. Let's see, I don't have fishing on this character. Oh my god, that has to change. If I don't have fishing, how am I supposed to kill time at the start of the stream?
What can I do for you?
Boop.
Be careful.
Braston, welcome to the stream, buddy. And we also have mail. We'll check the mail in a little bit. We are up to 87 gold on this character. I was able to sell some stacks of light leather for like 6 or 7 gold a stack. But I didn't get on here as much as I should have during the week. Ideally, I would have farmed up leather every day. The reality of it is I only farmed up leather once. So if I had gotten on here and done my chores, we could probably have like 200 or 300 gold by now. I don't really know what I would do with 200 or 300 gold, but it'd be nice to have. Overall, now on the account though, we have 155 gold between our paladin and the hunter. So that's good. Let's do this. That's not my fishing rod. There we go. Yeah, it's not even just that, I think it's mainly light leather. Does medium leather and heavy leather sell for a lot also? I don't know why it sells for so much. The only thing I could really think of is maybe people buy it to fill the waylaid supplies. Because the waylaid supplies are worth quite a bit of XP. And that's really all I can think of. Other than that, I don't know why people would pay so much for light leather. It would be really easy just to have an alt. If you need light leather in any quantity, you can get an alt to like level 6, and then you can have all the light leather that you need. And you can save the gold. Medium was like 5 silver more. Usually it's like when you get into heavy leather and thick leather that there's a shortage and that, you know, you can sell those for more. That's what you see on most servers. Like, thick leather usually sells for quite a bit. But not light leather. It's really strange. I mean, I shouldn't complain too much. We'll check it today. I haven't checked it in a few days. It's been a few days. So we'll look today and we'll see if the prices are the same. Or, you know, it's also the weekend and people tell me there's a weekend economy where, like, the prices go down. I don't know why that would be either. But we'll see. The EU server has a huge botting issue. That's fair. Yeah, I think I've seen a couple bots. Pretty sure I've seen at least 2. I know I'm supposed to care about bots, but it's really hard to. It's really hard to care about it when Blizzard doesn't care about it. I just, like, I live in ignorance. I just pretend like there's not a problem, you know? It's like the building's on fire, but the little character's sitting at the desk and he's like, this is fine. Like, that's me when it comes to bots. I literally don't spare any brain power to even think about the fact there are bots and what their impact could possibly be on the economy. It's kind of how I treat the real world now too. I just start like ignoring the news. I just start like when I can't do anything about reality and reality's bad, I'll just start to compartmentalize reality over here, and I'll keep the lion's share of my thoughts in another spot, and I'll just kind of ignore the reality. That's been working so far. You had a bot steal Gobler twice. That would suck. Yeah. And news and politics sucks. Yeah, I've had to stop like watching the news. For a while, I used to make myself watch the nightly news every day just to have an idea of like what was going on. Because, like, admittedly, looking away from a problem doesn't deal with the problem, but eventually it just got to be too much. I think I take too many things to heart. Like, I think too much about things. And it really, like, gets to me very quickly. And so I think for my mental health, it's better that I just kind of, like, ignore it. Even though that's, like, irresponsible from the viewpoint of being a citizen in a country. Like, I know it's irresponsible, but I'm not going to be any use to anybody anyway, especially if my mental health is, like, if I'm completely unhinged because I'm making myself watch the news every day, then I'm not going to be able to help anyway. Speaking of Gobler, I had this guy. This is one of the weirdest things that's happened to me in the game. I was hunting Gobler. 1 second. I was hunting Gobler, and there was a dwarf hunter in the area running back and forth, obviously looking for Gobler. And so I thought, like, okay, cool, let's invite this guy to the group. So I invite him to the group. We're in group. We're running back and forth together. We're kind of staking out the spawn points. All of a sudden, the dude leaves the group. I look over to my right, and he's down there fighting Gobler. He found Gobler. He dropped from the group, and he proceeded to fight Gobler. I ran to him, re-invited him to group. He killed Gobler and invited me back to group. And I just gave him a string of dots, like dot, 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 dot. It was probably the meanest thing that anybody has done to me in the game ever. And at that moment, I almost deleted my EU characters and went to play back on US. I definitely judged all of the EU by what this one person did to me, because I've never had anybody do anything like that before. It was the rudest thing I could think of somebody to do in that situation. It was a bot, but how would it, why would it have accepted a group invite and then kicked me? Yeah, because it could have been a bot, but I don't think a bot would have accepted my group invite, stayed in the group for a little bit, found the mob, booted me from the group, and proceeded to kill the mob. Like, I don't think a bot could behave that way. This had to be a person. They accepted the invite, they hung out in group for a little bit, and then as soon as they went to tag Gobler, they dropped. Couldn't have been a bot. I wish I could believe that it was a bot, because the alternative is there's a person out there that's just like, just a horrible person. But yeah, that was almost it for me. I don't know why, like, it's such a stupid thing. I was like, I've had people steal my mob before, but it was like the extra step of like getting into my group, making me feel I was comfortable with the area. Like, okay, we're gonna get him no matter what. He put me at ease, and then he stole the mob from me, and that was very nefarious, and I didn't like it. Made me feel bad. Sorry, I have to check my phone a bit today because my wife is still out of town on business. So if I pick up my phone, it's just kind of unavoidable. Although, to be fair, I don't even know if she knows I'm streaming or not. Can someone explain to you why Rambles is not doing OnlyFans? I can explain to you why I'm not doing that. I just don't care to. So like OnlyFans is a hardcore guild for streamers, for WoW streamers. I'm not a WoW streamer. Yeah. That's basically it. I'm not a WoW streamer. Here is the universe where those guys exist. And like, I'm not even in the camera shot. See how far over here I am? I'm somewhere over here doing my own thing. And they're over here. We just like, we exist in two entirely different universes. And they probably don't want someone like me in their universe, and I have no desire to be social or anything. I play this game mainly to play solo. When I do group stuff, it's like dungeons, raids, but I don't want to be in a big social setting with other WoW streamers, you know? I'm also like twice as old as most of those people. So we basically, besides the fact that we like WoW, we have nothing in common. But yeah, that's basically it. I'm not a WoW streamer, and I'm in a different place. I play, yeah, you play social games to not be social. Exactly. Like, I have to socialize in real life. I mean, I'm social enough. I feel like I'm social enough to play WoW. Like, I get into a party, you know, I say grats when people level. I say thanks for the group when the group is over. Like, I feel like I communicate enough, but I don't want to socialize. I don't want it to be, you know what I mean by socialize? It's not just like I don't want to talk to people. That's not what it is. It's that I don't want to socialize. I don't want to grow a social network of humans that I only interact with in the game. I just, like, I did that in my 20s. I had an awesome guild. That was me socializing in the game. And I have no desire in my 40s to go back and do the same thing again with a new group of people. And I don't have a big social battery. And I don't have a big social battery. That's basically it. My social battery is very, very small, and it needs constant recharging, and if it gets depleted, I'll just stop talking to people, like, if I don't have the energy. So it's more responsible for me to not be social. We're not going to fish too much more. Eventually, we have to head to Redridge. We got to go talk to the dude at the inn, and then we have to head back to Westfall. At some point today, we're going to do Deadmines. At some point. A couple of things. I think I leveled cooking a little bit on this character. Obviously, I leveled up skinning. Leatherworking we only have so we can do light leather out of scraps. What else did we do? You know, obviously I leveled some of the professions off stream. I leveled cooking ultimately because I had so much boar meat after farming leather. I had like 10 stacks of boar meat. So I thought, like, why not just grab cooking and we'll cook the boar meat. And so now that I've started cooking, I'm probably going to keep doing it. It's nice to have. You start with so much gold in sod. No, some of the gold I have, I made selling light leather. A little bit of the gold I have was given to me. But a lot of it we made selling stacks of light leather on this character. A lot of the gold on my paladin was given to me. You start sod with no gold. In fact, that's the only complaint I've had about sod in the current phase, like starting fresh. The only complaint I have is that it's really expensive. And they buff the amount of coin you get from quest by 300%, but 300% isn't enough. Not early on. I heard that once you get into like the 30s and 40s, it kind of flips the script and you do get enough gold to pay for your abilities and stuff, but early on it's a struggle. I got really lucky early on and people gave me some things. But prior to having things, it was tough. On the Paladin, I often didn't have most of my abilities. I had to pick and choose like what abilities I wanted and which I didn't. Speaking of mounts, they've nerfed the mount cost in sod, right? I don't need 90 gold for my mount. Didn't they nerf it? I really don't. The only character I got to 40 was the Paladin anyway, and the Paladin got a mount for free, so I have no idea. I'm going to try to get this to 50, and then we will go cook the fish, and then we will get out of here. Pally's the best class. In sod, Pally's really fun. I really enjoy it. I really like doing the sword and board paladin setup in sod. Yeah, the worst feeling was on my anniversary warrior getting to 40 and not having the money for my mount. That was a big bummer. I didn't like that. I don't think I had my mount on my warrior until I was like level 43. It was at least level 43, if not higher than that. It was a tough time. I just kept putting off the grinding. I knew I needed to grind. I knew I should go grind, and I just kept putting it off. It was high level procrastination, and I ended up paying for it. Alright, that's 50. Other things, we were given a kill maim axe. Two-handed blue axe, level 21 equip, chance on hit to wound the target causing them to bleed. So we will probably be using this when we hit level 21, which will be at some point today. JP, Lael, good afternoon to you both. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here. We need a couple of recipes. We need brilliant small fish and long jaw mud snappers.
Go with honor, friend.
And we will go cook them up. I've decided that, yeah, this character will probably cook and fish. Cooking and fishing are like the only professions these days that I can actually keep going. My mining and blacksmithing fell way, way behind on my paladin. Like, we were doing really good, we were like coasting through, everything felt good, and then suddenly I was encountering iron, I was encountering gold, and I'm just not at the skill. But cooking and fishing I've been able to level up. Maybe that's all my characters will ever do successfully. Leo, we've only been live for a few minutes. It's been like 10 minutes probably. 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Not long. The 10% damage increase from the Dark Moon Fair. Oh, yeah, we can do... I mean, we have so many buffs. We already have Rallying Cry of the Dragon Slayer and the Might of Stormwind. It's like, how many more buffs do I need before it's just not fair to the mobs? I don't understand what's fundamentally different about how world buffs go out in SOD. But if you spend any time just, like, doing stuff in Stormwind, you're gonna get the world buffs. And so there must be something different about how they're fired off. Because on the EU server, especially like playing during prime time, I always get the world buffs. I could be in Stormwind for like 2 minutes and I'll get a world buff. It's constant. It's constant. Yaba Ganoush, thanks for being here and checking out the stream. I appreciate that. What is Season of Discovery all about? Is it a new expansion? It's like a remix of Classic. It's like different class builds, different abilities. Mainly it's about different abilities, different class builds, different loot. There's some new raid bosses, some new dungeons. But mainly it's about like a retake on the classes. Like for instance, we're playing a melee hunter with no pets. And it's all kind of controlled by these runes that you socket onto your gear. And these will drastically change like your skill loadout. They'll drastically change how your character is built. And I would say, like, if Season of Discovery were like about any one thing, it would be about the re-envisioning of classes in a classic setting. Yeah, and you level much faster. Oh man, Holy Tosh, Asahi, Metashite. Thank you guys. So this is how I get most of my gold in Season of Discovery. Well, in any version of the game, so I really appreciate it. You guys are incredibly generous, and it always blows me away. Thank you. We're up to 211 gold. Which is pretty crazy. I don't even know how I'm going to spend all this gold. Now I have nothing to spend it on. I mean, I could buy loot, but I mean, I can get loot. Yeah, the gameplay's totally different. How am I enjoying it? I'm enjoying it much more visiting it at the end. Like, not at the end, but like, we're in phase 7, so like everything's refined, everything's developed. And I'm enjoying it a lot more now than when I was trying to play it in phase 1 and phase 2, because I quit first day of phase 3. And I kind of had that thought. I remember talking about it back in the day when SOD was coming out, that the best time to play SOD would probably be when it was towards its end. When a lot of the new content was in, when they had time to balance the classes and balance the builds. When they made refinement to the systems, like to the rune system, how you can just get all your runes now. Like, I kind of always knew that this would be the best time for me to play it. So it's nice that here we are and I'm having a really good time. I have mount money. Yeah, I do have mount money, but I think in SOD, I don't think the mount costs the 90 gold. I think the mount is cheaper. Haven't got a confirmation on that yet, but I think it might be cheaper. Ah, I could buy mats for my blacksmithing. That's a good point, Parkow. Yeah, I could use this excess gold to get my my blacksmithing leveled up on the pally. Because man, like I just failed at that. We were doing so well, and then all of a sudden we just like went into zones where I couldn't get the ore. Couldn't get the ore that I need. It's always that jump to iron that screws me over. It's so hard to get to 125. Like once you get to iron, I feel like it gets easier. But like the road to iron is tough. The mount in SOD cost 45 with riding together. Thank you for that. I appreciate the info. I had a feeling it was cheaper. Dustin, Guitar Junkie, good afternoon, guys. Welcome to the stream. The SOD Pally is really good. SOD Pally still has a classic feel to it, but draws from the Paladin in like some of its best versions throughout history. Like, it kind of reminds me of the Wrath Pally, but it has some things that kind of keep it more classic, and it has some things that make it more interesting. I'm really loving the one-hander and shield build that we're currently doing. That's been a lot of fun, and it's been like high AoE potential. It's been fun to try to like test out like how many mobs can I pull before they overwhelm me. The answer is sometimes shocking. Will they do Classic Plus or SOD Classic Plus already? SOD is the Classic Plus, or the type of Classic Plus that we're gonna get from Blizzard. And if you want more of like a holistic Classic Plus where they add to the quest and they like make additions to the world and they add to the lore, like if that's what you're looking for, that already exists. It's called Turtle WoW. And they're coming out with their Unreal Engine 5 client later this year. Their big 2.0 re-release of Turtle WoW. It's technically called Mysteries of Azeroth. It's not, well, you know, that's the official name. But that's like kind of like Classic Plus, where it's got class changes, but it's also got changes to the world. There are additions like High Elves for Alliance. I think Horde side has Goblins. So Blizzard probably will never do anything like that. I think that what you see here is what we're gonna have when we're thinking about like a Classic Plus created by Blizz. Yes, I saw that there were some SOD Phase 8 leaks, yeah. Yeah, and they said that even after Phase 8, even if they're not going to do full phases, they'll still be adding content to SOD. Like, it's kind of unfortunate in a way that they set this up as a season. It's literally in the name, Season of Discovery. Whereas something that's like Mysteries of Azeroth, that's a lot more open-ended. I think they probably like regret putting the word season in the name of this because, you know, a season is something that comes and passes. A season is something that leads into a different season. But when we're talking about SOD now, like that's not really what SOD is anymore. And it was almost inevitable because I don't think MMOs are designed like emotionally or intellectually for them to be like a seasonal thing where your character gets wiped every season. I don't think that kind of seasonal model really jives with an MMO. It just doesn't really seem to work. So now SOD has become what will probably end up being a permanent game type. And so when you have a permanent game type, like of course you want to keep adding to it and adding to it. It's like at some point you're gonna have to rebrand Season of Discovery to something else. When we're like 2 years in, 3 years in, it's no longer a season.
Need help?
And there's not a lot of discovery. So I guess like they probably regret the naming. And the thing is like I don't think they ever intended it to be a situation where they would wipe, but I think originally it was going to have an end. But then what do? Then you have to let people take the character somewhere at least, but they're going to take the character somewhere. They're not going to play it again there. Like, let's say SOD was ending and you could take your character to a classic era realm. Well, guess what? Now you went from being an awesome Season of Discovery melee hunter with no pet to being a regular old classic era hunter that you're not going to play. And so, like, that was never really an option either. They kind of painted themselves into a corner of just having to continue development and keep the servers up. Because otherwise they would have had to have like an end state planned from the very beginning, and they clearly didn't. They clearly didn't know when SOD would end, if SOD would end, how many phases they would do. They didn't know any of these things. And now here we are.
Greetings. Light bless you. For the
I'll grab that quest just to keep it in the log for now.
What can I do for you?
Grab the flight point. The Endless Season of Discovered. Yeah, the Endless Season of the Discovered. That's a mouthful, but yeah. I don't know what they're gonna do. They'll just keep calling it Season of Discovery. You know, it'll be 5 years from now, it'll be Season of Discovery Season 2, Phase 3. That's where we'll be. They'll probably just do like seasons of Season of Discovery, like maybe like I don't even know. I can't even think about it right now. Give me some time. I'll try to figure out what they can do for seasons of Season of Discovery. Do we want to do Lost Tools and Hillary's Necklace? Yes. Let's do Lost Tools first. We'll just do these ones while we're here. And then we'll talk to Wiley and then we'll head back to Westfall. One of the devs mentions it's a stepping stone for Classic Plus. Yeah, but it already is Classic Plus. I think a building block is a better word than a stepping stone. A stepping stone implies that we're gonna step onto this, but we're gonna go up to something else. Whereas a building block says this is the first part of a continuing structure that's going to be Classic Plus. It feels like more of a building block than a stepping stone, but I'll forgive him the analogy.
Need something? Safe travels.
I should also grab this quest here. This is the price of shoes.
Hey there.
We'll grab Elmore's task
For the
also.
Alliance. Have a good one.
There we go. What would the minimum graphics card be to run the Turtle WoW 2.0? It's probably the same thing you would run Classic with. They're building it in Unreal Engine 5, but not with like super like high fidelity realistic graphics. It still looks like WoW. It still looks like WoW. There are some like improvements and things like the shadows and stuff like that, but it's not like it's a high fidelity like realistic rendered. It still looks and is going to run like Classic. It's just that building it in Unreal 5 lets them do more things, and it kind of makes it into their own client. Where they're going to have more control, and a lot of the jankiness that we have with the client they're currently using won't exist. They'll be able to fix a lot of the janky issues. Yeah, anything that runs Classic is going to run the Turtle WoW. And you can run Classic with a potato hooked up with some copper wires to a microwave. Doesn't take a lot. It's mostly the lighting. Yeah, there you go. Like graphically, it's mostly, that's what they showcased. They showed off like a lot of the lighting, the shadows and shading. Like those are the primary differences. No! Don't drown! Not like this! I was like baffled. I was like, what's attacking us in the lake? No, you're drowning, idiot. No! Oh my god, how rude. I almost drowned to get that. This guy just swooped in and took it. It's gonna be like 10 minutes until we find it again. Unbelievable. I don't know, people on this server seem really rude. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm not making any like broad sweeping judgments, but I've had a couple of people on this server just be like what I perceive as being incredibly rude. There was the Gobler incident, now this. Like, I don't know. The funny thing is he probably watched me start to drown. He probably watched me start to drown, and then he swooped in. Yeah, I know it's not a real thing. I'm kind of making fun of it. It's not a real thing. Although the Gobler incident was one of a kind. I'll never forget that. But yeah, no, there are rude people everywhere. And it can definitely become like confirmation bias if I start looking for it. It's kind of funny and sad to see all the low-level raids become irrelevant. Are they irrelevant now? Like nobody does BFD raid to like level up, because for a while they weren't irrelevant. For a while people would get into that level range and then they would start doing BFD for the XP, because apparently the XP was pretty wild. And I don't know if the same thing ever happened with Nomergun or not. But yeah, it makes sense that they would become irrelevant, but it does suck, you know. Well, when you make new content, the very first thing you should do when you make new content is you should ask yourself, how do I keep this content evergreen? How do I make it so that in 5 years from now, a player playing this game will still want to do this content? If you can't answer that question, don't make the content. Like, you have to make content evergreen, so if someone's, whether they're leveling on day one or they're leveling 5 years later, they should be able to do the content. Otherwise, don't make it. Make something else.
Go with honor, friend.
See, you can still do the old raids. You get 2 to 3. We'll see if anybody's doing them. You know, when we hit level 25, we can solicit ourselves for a BFD. And see, I would love to just like breeze through a BFD or a Nomergon to just get boatloads of XP and maybe some gear. Just treat it like a 5-man dungeon, you know? Go in there for the loot and for the XP. There's probably some quests to do too. Yeah, I'd love it if we can do that. I wonder, they probably didn't add them to... They should add them to the Dungeon Finder. They should add them to the Dungeon Finder. Because that would be the smart thing to do. Since, you know, they actually were dungeons. That's kind of the... that's kind of the worst part. If they do become irrelevant, then you've actually removed 2 leveling dungeons from the rotation, turn them into raids that nobody does. So, like, with that in mind, they should definitely be queuable in the Dungeon Finder, because they used to be 5-mans that just no longer exist.
Safe travel.
And that's kind of rude. It kind of sucks to not have the BFD 5-man. Or the Nomergon 5-man anymore. I feel like that you should still have those 5-man instances and the raids. They should just be different portals. Or maybe you just set it to raid and that flips it over to the raid instance. I don't know. But yeah, losing those as 5-mans kind of sucks overall. Maybe I could do them with viewers. I doubt I would have enough people in my stream at any time to do a raid, you know. I highly doubt it. A lot of people hang out here because like they're not playing or they're playing different versions of the game and stuff like that. We'll see. We'll look for a group when we get in that range. Maybe we find one, maybe we don't. There you go. We got one. We need 18 more. Jess, good afternoon to you. Michael Murphy, good afternoon and welcome to the stream. Appreciate you being here. Flight timer is handled by Leatrix Plus. If you go to Leatrix and you go to interface? Yeah, interface, show flight times. That's true, it only works in Classic, and it, like, I don't even think it works in Cataclysm. Pretty sure it's just Classic.
Go with honor, friend. Be careful. Like,
This has to go to Matthias. Do we want to do that now? Let's go to Stormwind. We need to talk to Matthias so we can get the Defias messenger quest. And then we'll have to do the escort. And these guys are down near where the messenger's at, so we can get the messenger, we can do the kill quest, we can come back, we can get the escort.
I supply only the finest goods. See you. How are you?
And I think we have a couple of other things to take care of while we're in Stormwind. So I probably should have just went to Stormwind right away. You know, we have some multi-shot. We're probably not going to be doing a lot of multi-shotting. Aspect of the Hawk, we're probably not going to use. But now that we have gold, we'll just train these things. Serpent Sting 3. Available but missing requirements. Mend pet. Do you know what requirement I'm missing? The pet. Yeah, we don't have a pet. I didn't even do the quest to unlock pets. I don't even have a train pet button. We're completely pet free and it feels good. Man, sometimes I wish I was pet free in real life. This is like a good reprieve for me. Just to not have pets. So, are the ziggurats ever gonna go away? Or do we just have like permanent ziggurats now that Nax is out? I kind of wish like eventually the ziggurats would go away. I love the dogs. I don't really. No, like here's my problem. Here's my problem. I have one dog that I can't walk. Dogs are only good to me if I can walk them. Because dogs give me an excuse to go for walks. A man walking down the street by himself, if for some reason, is threatening. A man walking with a dog is not threatening. And so I like to take non-threatening walks. And I can only do that with a dog. I have a big dog that I can't walk, and then I have a little dog that hates walks. He just hates walks. As soon as he senses that a turn we could make would take him back home, he frantically tries to take that turn. That leads to these weird scenes where we approach a corner of a street, I'm intending to go straight, and he books it to the right. And then he hits the end of his leash, and he goes, eh! And then I have to urge him to come with me because no, we are not running right home. We are going this way. And then when he knows we're going home, he'll pull at the end of his leash, just like choking himself out at the end of his leash. The rest of the walk, it's fine. When he knows we're not heading the direction of home, he'll just walk. But as soon as he knows that home is straight ahead or in that direction, he will choke himself out at the end of his leash. He hates walks. He hates the outside world. And as a person who loves walks, I find that incredibly annoying. So no, unfortunately, I don't love either of my dogs. I know that I'm supposed to. And I know that, like, failing loving them, I'm supposed to feel some kind of guilt for not loving them, but I don't. I think they should feel guilty for being such shit walkers. That's how I feel. They suck at walking, and they're to blame. One of them, they're probably both mutts. One of them, it was supposed to be a Texas Blue Heeler, but he's probably a German Shepherd mixed with a bunch of stuff. That's the big dog. And the other dog, my wife told me, was a Jack Russell Terrier, but he looks more like a mix between a Rat Terrier and a Chihuahua. I call him a Rat Wawa. Not affectionately either. Yeah, so a mutt and a Rat Wawa. It's a bad situation. It's bad.
How are you? Safe travel. Well met. Be good.
Does it bark a lot? Yeah, they both do. The big dog started it, and then the big dog barks nonstop. Nonstop. At anything. And he's very intimidating. That's the main problem. Yeah, they're both crap dogs. We had a good dog when we lived in Missouri. She was a pit bull mix. But then the apartment we were in caught fire and burned down. And then the apartment we ended up in did not allow pit bulls. So we had to rehome her with a friend. And that was very sad, because she was a very good dog. When I hike with my little dog, I take him off leash, and that's the better experience, yeah. Like, when he's off leash, then he doesn't choke himself out at the end of the leash. Like, But, you know, like, even where I hike, you're not really supposed to have your dog off leash, but everybody does. And, like, my dog's not going to attack or harm anybody because he weighs 11 pounds. So it's been fine. But yeah, but if in the neighborhood, he's got to be leashed. And I have one of those cool extender leashes that'll, like, extend and retract, and it goes up to 15 feet. So dude has, like, 15 feet of leash. It's just that when he knows he's heading home, he hates his walks so much that he will choke himself out at the end of the 15 feet. It's bad. And pits are very protective. Yeah, I mean, I think pit bulls kind of have a bad rap. Like our pit bull, like her name was Kaylee. Like she would never even open her mouth. She didn't bark. She didn't nip. She would never even open her mouth or growl or anything. She was like super chill, non-vocal. And I think it's like for dogs like that, I think they have a tendency to be protective and to be aggressive, but they can be trained otherwise. We just got lucky with her. Well, the thing that was different, I think, is like she was an adoption. So she was already a 2-year-old dog when we got her, and she was super grateful. Like, you could tell that she was super grateful to have a home and to be out of where she was. Like, the very first night we brought her home, she ended up sleeping in my son's bed at the foot of his bed. Like, I couldn't find her. I was freaking out. I look in his room, and she's asleep at the foot of his bed. And I'm like, yeah, like, she's a keeper. Sadly, we didn't get to keep her, so... That was probably the last dog that I'll love. All right. Oh, what did I do? I did not get the one back in the Cathedral District. All right, let's head back up there and get that turned in. I've been talking too much. Oh, you got one of those waist belt things? I've seen people with those. My problem is, like, my little dog doesn't need it. Because he's only 11 pounds. And if I wore a waist belt with my big dog, he would break me in half. But yeah, walking my big dog for a year basically ruined my elbow. Like, my right elbow is, like, complete trash. It's complete trash. It bothers me every time I lift. Like, there aren't a lot of motions I can do anymore that don't hurt my elbow. Because my dog, like, literally, the year of trying to walk him and trying to train him to be non-reactive, and having a 90-pound dog pull as hard as he can just completely destroyed my elbow. I guess that's probably some of my resentment as well.
Good day to you. See you around. See you later.
I always go to the wrong door. Yeah, I have a lot of, like, autopilot habits that are not right. When I just autopilot the game, I don't often get where I'm supposed to go. Okay, anything else we need to do here that I'm just, like, completely forgetting? I know I said that maybe we would train, but we don't even really need to train. Yeah, I think we're good. Let's check a few things. Skinning, like, maybe we're close on that. I think we gotta get to 125 before I can level that up again. Other than that, we should be good. But that's what I do with my big dog, is I'll play frisbee in the backyard with him. That's basically all he's good for. He can catch a frisbee, he loves catching frisbee. So now that's, like, really his only physical activity, is that he gets to play fetch with the frisbee in the backyard. Which is, like, it's not a big lot. It's deeper than it is wide, thankfully, so he has some, like, runway. And now that's all he gets to do. And on days I don't feel like playing frisbee, on days where it's too muddy, he just doesn't get exercise. It sucks. Yeah, let's head back. And we can start actually fighting stuff. Eventually here, I will fight an enemy. How far are we into the stream? We're pretty far. We're like an hour in and I haven't really fought anybody yet. It's gotta be like a new record.
Knight's honor, friend. Like
I'm actually shocked that I don't have any unspent talent points. I thought we were going to have at least 2. The thing I worry about the waist belt, and this is such like a, it's such a stupid thing, but I'm gonna look stupid with the waist belt. You know, I'm gonna be like walking, doing my thing, and then like out of my midsection, a line is going to extend, and it's going to extend all the way to a tiny little rat dog, and I'm just gonna be walking down the street like that. That'd be really weird. Like, what am I supposed to have in my hand if I don't have a leash? And then, like, in the area that I live in, like, walking around looking stupid like that, someone's gonna yell, "Fag!" out a window of a truck with a Confederate flag on the back, and they're gonna throw a slushie at me from 7-Eleven. Like, that's what happens in the neighborhoods I live in. When you look stupid walking down the side of the road. Someone yells "fag" at you, and then they throw a slushie at you. At least that's what my life experience has taught me.
what can I do?
And they're usually driving a pickup truck. Or like a mid-year Firebird.
For the Alliance. Go with honor.
For real? Yeah, for real. You know that guy too? Yeah, that guy's everywhere, man. It doesn't. Now, to be fair, that's never happened to me like as an adult. But you know, when I was a kid and a teenager, that kind of shit would happen all the time. And so that's what's conditioned me to not walk around looking stupid. So if you don't want shit thrown at you, don't look like a doofus. And so that's kind of like ingrained in me. Like, so I worry about like what that would look like. But you know, it's because I live in like kind of a shitty area. Do I want to set my Hearthstone here? Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and set the Hearthstone. You know what would be cool for SOD is a shorter Hearthstone cooldown. I feel like so many other things are different in SOD already that having like a 30-minute Hearthstone could be good. I would really like that. I feel like if you're leveling faster, they're already giving you more gold and you're leveling faster. To me, it makes sense that you would just cut the Hearthstone cooldown in half. Are we running Deadmines today? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we're going to finish up some of these quests to get ready for it, and then we're going to try to find a group. Shouldn't take us too long. The longest thing is going to be finding the messenger. Let's cut out to the road, just in case he's on patrol. And then we'll follow his path all the way down. We'll get him first, and then we'll get him first. We'll do the escort, and then we'll do the kill quest last. If we do the kill quest last, like maybe we could look for a group while we do the kill quest. It depends on how many people are in the queue. I don't want to get into a group and not be done with the quest. Sebastian, thanks for being here, man. I appreciate it. Am I on the PvE server? Yes, I am on Wild Growth EU, which is PvE. Alright, so there's a body here, that's good. That means we should be able to hang out near the spawn point. This person seems like they're also waiting for the messenger? Maybe not. Maybe not. Alright, let's hang out right here. We'll kind of keep our eyes open. JP, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that. No, the tracking, no tracking state. Yeah, I turned off the tracking. I figured I just wanted the screen space back. The tracking wasn't doing much, and it was visually annoying me. But ultimately, it just wasn't. I think I went like 4 weekends without moving either bar. And so after going a few weeks without moving either bar, I just decided that I wanted the screen space back. So, I appreciate it. It's better that if I'm not going to meet goals, then, you know, on the similar topic that I talked about earlier, I'd rather just not even see them. If I'm never going to be able to meet them, I'd rather just not see them. So, and since I'm only here 2 days a week, it seems like it's completely reasonable just to not worry about it. I'm gonna slash say messenger and see if I can get it. It's like somebody here's looking for the messenger, you know? Like one of these people are probably looking for messenger. Some of them might be doing the kill quest, I suppose. But I'm kind of worried about someone tagging him out from under us. Yeah, I enjoyed daily streaming when we were doing it. It just like, for the health of the channel, it just wasn't working. YouTube isn't really set up to take a channel that was like founded on recorded content and to make it into like a daily streaming channel. Because of the way YouTube handles VODs of streams, and because of the way the algorithm works with a stream, like it was like over the 2 years that we streamed, like most days, like my metrics were all just dead. And there was no growth, you know, there was no community growth. It just wasn't working, unfortunately. I tried to keep at it for a while, but eventually I had to like face reality and kind of take the channel back to its roots. Yeah, all the metrics went. As soon as I started focusing on daily recordings, it's like night and day difference. As soon as I stopped streaming daily and started focusing on daily recordings, the metrics all started to go back up to where they should be, and they've been going up. And you know, it's slow, obviously. Like my channel is a very niche channel, so like growth is slow, but it's back to like my channel averages. They're all up. So yeah, it just wasn't working, and it's mainly I blame YouTube. I stopped attacking him for a minute because I thought maybe they would want to join my group. He's still alive. Like if they wanted this guy, they could invite me, you know. I tried to wait and give them a minute to do that. Maybe I didn't wait long enough. You have a really hard time finding when I'm live. Yeah, a lot of times, even if people have notifications turned on, a lot of times YouTube doesn't notify people that the stream is live. And part of it's my fault. Like, I should schedule my streams further out. Realistically, I should probably schedule the stream many days in advance. That way people have time to see it. So that's part of that's on me. I usually just set up the stream the night before. Because the night before is when I know for sure that, like, everything's going to work out at the time that I want. But I think regardless of the exact timing, I think I need to schedule the stream, like, maybe I'll schedule on, like, Wednesday for Saturday. That way people have time to come across it, and maybe that helps. What's the playtime on this? Let's see. The playtime's 9 hours and 32 minutes. which is pretty good. And we've been doing a lot of lollygagging. And also keep in mind, I spent about an hour and a half farming leather, like off stream. So I would say like of that, you could probably get to level 20 in like 7 or 8 hours. Maybe even a lot less. If you were being efficient, you could do it a lot faster. We've been just enjoying our time and lollygagging. And oh yes, we hit level 20. Which I didn't notice when it happened. What do I want to go into now? I think I was just going into deflection because I didn't know what else I wanted to do. I think maybe going into survivalist would be good. Increase HP. I don't know if I need deterrence. Increase your dodge. Counterattack? After parrying an opponent. Ooh. This would be great for like soloing. But that's not going to add any damage when I'm like in a group. So I don't know if that's great either. I really don't know what to do with my points from here on. I really don't know.
Need help? Go with honor, friend. Be careful.
Alright, let's escort this guy. Yeah, and I try to make it around noon. I've been trying to be pretty consistent about making the stream start around noon my time. Sometimes that means we do start at noon. Sometimes it means we start at 12:30. I think I had one day where I started at 1 o'clock. But yeah, I have been keeping it pretty consistent as far as when I'm streaming. So I think at this point it would be safe for me to schedule it pretty far in advance. It's been like 4 or 5 weeks and I've been able to be here and be pretty consistent about it. Noon time zone. When I say time zone, when I talk about time, I'm always talking in Eastern time. Oh yeah, I'm in Eastern time. And I feel like noon is good. For noon, like on a weekend, like a lot of people in the States are off on weekends. And then in the EU, that's like evening time. So evening time is always good. So I feel like noon works. The audio, yeah, the audio. I turned it up a little bit. I turned it way down when we were in Stormwind, and then I forgot to turn it up, and then I probably turned it up way too much. That should be better. Behind the scenes, like, I'm constantly adjusting the audio levels. The in-game audio in OBS, because we go into the city, it gets too loud, we come back out to Quest, it's too quiet, and I'm, like, constantly tweaking it. Sometimes I tweak it too far. SOD had many players again? Yeah, SOD seems like it's doing really well. Especially if you play during like prime time on a server. Seems like it's doing pretty well. Every time I'm in Stormwind, Stormwind's packed. Yeah, all the major cities get really loud, but Stormwind is the biggest offender. Someone needs to come out with an add-on that equalizes the volume that the music tracks play at, so that I don't have to constantly tweak my audio. That would be a really cool add-on. You don't really notice how really alien the night elves look until they're like alongside a human. And then you really start to notice like, wow, like it's easy to like kind of see them as like just like pink-skinned humanoids, but like then you really look at them and it's like, okay. Drastically different. SOD's in a really good place right now. It seems like it really is. Like, when I chose to come back to SOD, I had no idea that SOD was in a good place right now. I didn't know anything about SOD. I hadn't been following SOD, I hadn't been thinking about SOD, I hadn't been looking at anything SOD related when I, like, decided to get back into it and check it out. So, it really worked out. I'm happy to be here. I should toss out the reminder in the recorded videos. That's a really good idea. That's a really good idea, because there may even be people who watch the recorded videos that have no idea that I stream these days. Yeah, see, if I was smart, I would have ideas like that. Not being smart will really hold you back in life. It's a real thing. All right, so that one's done. Let's go do this kill quest. Then we'll get these turned in, and then we'll be ready to queue for Deadmines. Like, as we start to wrap up the kill quest, I will put myself in the queue. I just worry about getting an invite too soon and having to, like, make people wait for me. Are all the realms so full, or just the one that we're... There aren't a lot of SOD realms. There's, like, basically one PvE realm and one PvP realm. There might be, like, an RP, PvP, I don't know. Don't play on any realms that say locked. Because locked means very low population and they don't want people playing on those servers. But you're gonna want to go on the main PvE realm, which is Wild Growth, or the PvP realm, which I don't even know the name of the PvP realm. Mitashi, you only found out that I streamed last week. And that's only because you saw 2 live streams in a video playlist. There you go. Okay. Point taken. I need to talk about the streams a little bit more in the recorded content. Maybe, like, mainly at the end of the videos, but maybe sometimes in the beginning of the videos. I will try to remember to do so. That's a big truth. If Classic looked like retail, it wouldn't be Classic. That, like, the way the game looks, both the environments and the character models are a part of what makes it Classic. Now, I do think it would be cool to have a toggle, like the way Diablo 2 had a toggle for, like, Classic graphics or remade graphics. But I think that that kind of toggle would be very, very hard to have in a game like WoW. I think some people would even just, like, they would want the toggle, not necessarily for the in-game world, but for the character models, yeah. Like, maybe a toggle that just affected the character models. I like the Classic era character models. My biggest complaint is lack of customization. That's the one really great thing about retail WoW, is, like, the character creator is awesome. Like, I could spend an hour just in the character creator making a character. That's in retail, though, that's going to be the funnest part of my experience. The most enjoyable, most RPG feeling part of my experience in retail WoW is literally just making the character. Once the character logs in, like, that's it. Fantasy ruined, RPG elements gone. But making a character, I could hit the random button in the retail character creator all day and just look at the awesome, like, characters that it craps out. But that's as far as the enjoyment goes, unfortunately. I would like to see them add more customizations to characters, like in SOD. Like, character customization is a really big deal, and I feel like that's like low-hanging fruit. Like, without a lot of development time, they could add a bunch of character customizations. Yeah, see, some people don't like the newer models. Some people think that they made them too cartoony, and that the game started to look like a Pixar movie. I don't mind the new models, but admittedly, if there were a toggle, they would probably look pretty out of place in Classic era, to be fair. I know every time I see, like, the new Succubus, the Incubus, or even some of the new cat forms or some of the mounts, I think, like, well, that doesn't really jive with Classic. Although some of the new cat forms are really cool. I saw a Flame Kitty the other day. The Flame Kitty was really cool. Like, thank God, at least for druids, you don't have to look at the same stupid cat ass the entire game. At least you get different cat asses to look at. You can be a fiery cat ass. You can be probably like an earthen cat ass. I don't know what options there are, but it's nice to have a different cat ass to look at, I guess. A frosty cat ass, yeah. It's like just different elemental cat asses. I wonder if when they design those kinds of things, if they design them from behind first. Like, you know, knowing that like this view right here is the only view that a person's really ever gonna see. Because like, how many people play WoW and actually move their camera around and stuff while they fight? Like, not many people really do that in reality. So I wonder if when they're designing something, they just need to make sure that the silhouette is good. Oh no! I just like, I like totally zoned out. And I guess I don't have the red flashing around my screen to tell me when I'm gonna die. I was just killing stuff. Like, yeah, let's just keep killing stuff. Oh, I like pressing these buttons. Let me press some more buttons. And then I was dead. And then I looked out, I had 23 HP. Well, I don't have any potions anyway, so there's nothing I could have done at that point when I realized that we were about to die. But I wonder... Oops, not support. I wonder, I didn't get like the red flashy notifications. Low health? Oh, here we go. Do not flash. No, I need it to flash the screen at low health. Obviously, I'm an idiot. And I just like can't pay attention to numbers. It looked intentional. It wasn't intentional. It was just me being that oblivious. I was just having such a good time slapping the buttons. I just like, I thought we can kill everything. I thought like it's SOD. We don't have to stop, right? No, we do have to stop sometimes. Yeah, at least it isn't SOD core. Exactly. If it were SOD core, I'd be paying more attention. That's one of the good things about playing SOD or playing things that aren't hardcore is I can hang out and I don't have to worry about death. You know, I don't have to be stressed out about the possibility of getting us killed. Like, hardcore's fun, don't get me wrong, but you can't have as much fun with it because like you would never throw yourself at a camp of people in hardcore just to see like what you can get away with. But in SOD, you can do stuff like that. Let's get our buffs back up. Okay. So a camp of 4 proved to be too many, especially because I was probably low health when I went into that fight, and I probably didn't even notice it. I was probably already like really low HP. And I'm realizing now, like, we sold the bread that we had. I'm gonna have to buy some food next time we're back in town. We need at least a couple stacks of food. We have bandages. Although, to be fair, I need to learn wool. I should have done that back in Stormwind. If we can hit 21 before we do this, we can equip Kill Maim. And that's going to be a big boost to our DPS. Now that being said, we would have to hit 21 and then we'd have to spend a little bit of time skilling the axe up. Maybe we can hit 21 and then skill the axe up while we wait for a group. Maybe that's the plan. This is Wild Growth EU, yep. For the melee hunter, I think we're going to be using Aspect of the Monkey. Aspect of the Hawk only buffs ranged attack damage. Although, to be fair, all Monkey does is it gives us a chance to dodge. I don't know if maybe there's a better aspect. Oh, here we go. Am I just ignoring Aspect of the Viper? Cause your ranged and melee auto attacks to regenerate mana. I mean, that sounds good. Oh, but reduces your total damage done by 10%. That's not good. In addition, you gain 10% max mana every 3 seconds. Yeah, like that's good if we're mana starved, but I don't want to lose 10% of my damage. It's a lot of freaking damage we're talking about. I think I'm just going to stick with Monkey. Maybe I could flip into that stance when I'm low on mana. You know, maybe I could like stance a little bit. That way I don't have to sit and drink as much in a dungeon run. Like maybe we could use it that way. Yeah, like there you go, Lael says, use it like stancing. Yes, I think that's the key. I think we only go into that stance when we see that we are losing mana and the rate at which we're killing is like too fast. Yeah, we'll stance. Absolutely. If I wish I had a stance that would help me get my HP back. HP almost seems like it's a much bigger problem for me than MP. I haven't had to drink yet, but I have had to use a bandage. So I'd almost wish it could do like HP instead of MP. There might be something that makes Hawk viable for melee at endgame. Yeah, maybe like a rune or something, I'm not sure. It could be a rune that changes what it does. I need one more Knuckle Duster. And we're just not finding any Knuckle Dusters. The more you watch Sob, the more you think it's retail with a classic skin. It's not though. Yeah, because I used to think that too, and then I was actually playing it. It's not retail with a classic skin. It's retail with major class redesign, or it's classic with major class redesign and like sped up leveling, but it's not retail. Like in retail, you can get a character to level cap in like 5 hours. I don't even think it's fair to make any kind of comparisons. Like I think like maybe comparing the endgame activities could be fair because I haven't done any SOD endgame, so I don't know what the endgame really feels like. I've been told that they keep the raids evergreen by having currencies that people need from like Molten Core still, even though we're in a much further tier. I don't think it's fair to compare SOD to retail at all. Especially when we're talking about the leveling, because this does not feel like retail leveling. At 10 hours in, if this were retail leveling, like we'd be like level 70, you know what I mean? No, this still feels classic. It feels classic because it's the classic world, it's the classic quest. And you have more character power, but it's not like an obscene amount of character power. As you saw, you can still get killed, you know? Yeah, it's not even close. But I understand the thought, because like I would have that thought randomly too. During the times when I wasn't playing SOD, it's easy to have thoughts like that, so it's not like, oh, you're totally wrong. Oh, it's just that like once you're playing it, it doesn't feel like that anymore. Once you're actually playing it and you're playing a character that you like, you're having fun on a class, you're like, oh man, this is just a lot of fun. This is a different way to have fun in Classic. Like, I think for me, that's what it is. I get to play Classic with some faster pacing. The redesigns of the classes, like playing a melee hunter like this is amazing. I'm never going to get this experience anywhere, and it's such a fun experience to have. Alright, let's head this way. It's only marking a couple of spawn points for them. I don't know if they're really Oh, here we go. This will be the last one we need. That's level 21. Okay, that's good. We can equip Kill Maim. Boom. Okay. So we went from 44 top end to 84 top end. We went from 11.8 DPS to 21.7 DPS. Chance on hit to wound the target, causing them to bleed for 100 damage. Let's go. Now we gotta skill this thing up. That's gonna be the hard part. Although apparently we can kill them without any skill. Axe is at 0, right? I don't think we've used an axe at all. Oh no, we have. We have used axes. Oh, another thing I did off stream, guys, I leveled up our axe skill because I thought ahead, and I had a green axe that I actually used to level up our axe skill, and then I forgot that I did that. So yeah, hooray, past me. Past me was awesome. Because now we don't have to worry about grinding it up too much. It's at 91, so that's pretty good. That being said, I am about to jump into the queue because I don't know what the situation's gonna be like. Okay, we've got a few people in the queue, so that's promising. We'll see how long it takes to get an invite. Alright, so we need heals and we need some deeps. Heals is obviously going to be the hard part. And my picture's not covering the chat window. Rude! I don't know if I can do anything about that. I can make myself bigger. Context. 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 Do. Okay. That's all I can do. There we go. Level 15 priest says I can heal. Not at level 15 you can't. I can't take a level 15 priest into Deadmines.
Well met.
I can't do it. Even in SOD, I just can't do it. I can't do it. If he was level 17, I would take him.
For the Alliance.
I can't take a level 15 priest. That's not gonna help anybody. I can't do it.
How are you?
Let's empty the inventory. We don't need any of this stuff. I don't need the cooked fish. I didn't cook the mud snappers. Maybe I should go do that. Let's see. What are you? Human mage. Okay, okay, okay. This is good. So we just need heals now. Yeah, now I'm covering the dragon art. See, I'm going to be covering something no matter what. As long as I'm not covering the ability bar, we're good. I said I would buy some food. And then I think we're good on water? Yeah, we're good on water.
Safe travels.
There's nowhere here to cook, which is kind of weird. Where am I going to cook my mud snappers? Where am I going to cook my mud snappers? Oh, there's a quest at the top of the tower we have to grab for the silk bandanas. Let's go grab that before I completely forget. There's a fire. Oh, yeah, there is a fire somewhere. Where was it? By the vendors? Okay. Yep, that's right. Alright, let's go grab this quest first, and then we'll cook our food, and then while we cook the food, I have to bio before we get into this run. I would love to get more coffee, too. If I find a healer and, like, somebody's gonna have a little bit of travel time, I'm gonna run upstairs and refill my coffee real quick. And by real quick, I mean the 45 seconds it takes for my failing Keurig to make the coffee. My Keurig machine is tired, guys. It's tired. It's all wheezy.
Be careful.
I feel like it only puts out like 3/4 of the coffee that it would normally put forth. Like it's kind of given up. It's like it's supposed to make 12 ounces, but I feel like it barely squeaks out like 10 ounces. All right, let's go over here. I mean, we are having trouble finding a healer. It's all we need, someone to press a heal button every once in a while. It's the most boring job you could ever imagine. And in SOD, when there's like so many cool classes to play, like so many cool DPS specs to play, it's probably really hard to make the choice to play a healer. Because there's like really no benefit. Though this guy says he can heal if we can find a tank instead. Okay, good to know. That's good to know. I'll spam for either. So now we're looking for heal or tank for DM. Then good to go. Okay. There we go. That makes, maybe that'll make life a little bit easier. I feel like tanking is more exciting than healing, so. This guy's in the queue. This level 15 is in the queue. I didn't think you could queue up at 15. Should I take this guy?
I supply only the finest goods.
What's the worst thing that could happen? What's the worst thing that could happen? I think I should take him. I'm going to talk about it with the group. Let's talk about it with the group. Hey, we might take this guy. I don't know. It depends on what the group says. 15 might be ambitious. Yeah. True. Yeah, maybe I'm not going to take a 15. If he were 17, I'd probably take him. Alpha T, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here. Let's check here again. Oh, man. He's still hanging out. At least he's not whispering me. He whispered me once, but then he gave up. If you're watching the live stream, you're just too low. I'm talking about why I'm not taking you. You're just too low, man. That's it. It's really all that it is. Like, me not taking you because you're level 15 says nothing bad about you at all. It's just that your level 15 is a bit too low for Deadmines. The biggest worry from the group is that they're worried at level 15 you're gonna be an aggro magnet, you know, and a dead healer is not gonna do any good for anybody. That's all. It's not a personal thing, man. Thanks for hanging out with the stream. Yeah, it's not a personal thing at all. Like I said, if you were level 17, I'd take you without a second thought. It's just that at 15, you're at a threshold where it's going to be really hard for you to stay alive, especially as the healer, because healing aggro is no joke. And that's it. See, in the same way that they found a way to make, like, the older raids evergreen and still relevant, they need to find a way to make the leveling dungeons still relevant. Because I feel like most people, like, a lot of people just level up the character in different ways, and, like, you don't have as many people doing the low-level dungeons, it doesn't feel like. So maybe they should find a way to make that stuff, like, more relevant. I don't know if it's, like, maybe you offer more XP, maybe you offer some kind of currency. Like, I don't know what they could do, but I feel like it's worthwhile in a game mode like this to compel people to do the 5-man content still, to have a good reason to do it. Because it doesn't seem like it's something that a lot of people do at low levels. And I would just like to see more activity with the 5-man stuff. Yeah, I'm really enjoying Sod. Would I recommend starting it right now? Yes. With a couple of caveats. The first caveat is, like, you get all of your runes at level 1 now. There's a vendor where you can buy all of your runes, which is really great. Because you get to build your class build, like, right away. You get to say, I want to be a melee hunter, and you get to be a melee hunter from the word go. So that's really cool. But if you're not super familiar with the class, it's a little bit of reading. You're going to have to learn all the runes. You're going to have to come in here. And it's really easy. Just learn them all. Don't get overwhelmed by how many there are. And then pick the best one for what you want to do. Just read them. That sounds good. Equip it. You read them. That one sounds good. Equip it. As long as you're willing just to do that, just don't get overwhelmed by how many runes you get at the beginning. Just read them and pick the best one for the piece of gear you have. Then you'll be fine. The other caveat is you're going to be broke for a while because you level faster, and since you're leveling faster, it's harder to keep up on having money for skills and stuff. But other than that, like, I'm having a great time. It's been a lot of fun. We're doing this character, and then we're doing a paladin in the recorded series. I was like, eventually we'll find a healer. I really want to go get more coffee. But I would very much like to fill this group out first. Maybe I go park myself at the dungeon. And that way, at least if we fill the spot, I'm already where I need to be. I can AFK for a second. Add drop chances for cosmetics. Yeah, that could compel some people. If they were offering some kind of cosmetics or companion pets or toys, that would hit the mark for some people. I think like a bonus XP is obviously like the easy way to go, but then obviously the worry is that people are just going to grind dungeons, so it's like it's a hard line to walk. Although I'm sure that questing the way we're questing is not how a lot of people level up in SOD. I'm sure there are faster ways to level up in SOD if what you're concerned with is leveling up quickly. Most people are probably not doing it how I'm doing it. Alright, we do have 2 talent points. Oh, where am I going to spend them? I guess I'm going to spend them in Survivalist. Increasing hit chance would be good. Did they do enough for healers in SOD? I don't know. I mean, they made the mage capable of healing. I haven't seen a lot of mage healers. I feel like maybe they could do more for healers. It's Season of Discovery. I feel like healing could be more fun. There's got to be a way to get people to want to heal. Because this is not doing it. We can't find a healer or a tank. Keep in mind, I'm spamming for a healer or a tank because the paladin that we have can flex either way. So we're looking for heals or tank, and I can't find them. They're not there. No one's logged in. And that's probably because they're off doing something else. So yeah, the mage should heal. That's what needs to happen. The pally needs a tank, the mage needs to heal. That'd be awesome. It can't be hard. I don't know what's involved with mage healing, but it can't be too hard. It's gotta be like, you know, like press a couple heal buttons every now and then we're good to go. I'm surprised we can't find a healer or a tank. Because like I said, we can flex to either side. We just need to find one or the other. So it's hard to believe that we can't even find a tank. I don't know. I'm not healing. You will not catch me healing. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna heal. I thought about healing on the... If I did heal, it would be on the paladin, but... No, I don't really want to heal. I spent too much of my life healing. Too much time spent Rolling a healer, just being a raid healer. Kind of over it. It should be a sign for this mage that he needs to be a healer. That's what it should be. Yeah, indirect jet, we're on Wild Growth EU, man. That sucks. Yeah. Yeah, this is the EU server. And I purposely went on the EU so that I could be online when the realm is on prime time. So, you know, when the most people are conceivably going to be on, that was why I went on the EU side. But that's not helping me here. Obviously, that's not helping me. Like, I don't know, like... tank fat DPS up. I don't know what this means. Maybe it's a language thing. I'm gonna invite him. Yeah, there we go. I don't know. That's the other thing is I think that I probably encounter more language issues on the EU realm than I do on the US side. That's true. I got a bio. I'll be right back, guys. All right, is everybody here? Yeah, it looks like we're all here. I think we're missing somebody. Maybe they're already inside. Unfortunately, that did not leave me time to refill my coffee, which I'm not happy about that. It's going to be a rough run with no coffee. Ugh. Why did nobody else jump down? What's going on exactly? Okay. I don't really understand why we didn't jump down, but it's fine, I guess. I'll just be down here by myself for now. See, they caught up. Yeah, Lael, I've actually had some of that. I think I have some of those carrot cups right now, actually. It's a very dark though. I have to be careful like how much I drink, because it's so dark that I can almost feel it eating through my stomach lining. So it's like I'll make myself like eat a piece of bread before I drink it, because it feels like it's so acidic. It tastes really good, but I can feel it in my gut, and sometimes that worries me. It looks like this group wants to do the quest outside. It's hard to get this one done. It's often farmed out. Let's see, we've definitely got other players here somewhere, unless they just left. No, we got other people here. We managed to get the name guy. That was nice. I'm sure this other group is pissed. I mean, the trick here is probably just to spread out. If we actually want to get this one done. This might not be a bad time to get some coffee. If I knew they were gonna stay here and farm this for a minute, then I wouldn't mind getting some coffee, but I don't know if they're gonna end up. They might end up bailing out. A lot of groups come here to like start working on it, and then it's gonna take a long time. Then they bail out. Go AFK and shadow meld. Yeah, I could just put somebody on follow. It would only take me like 45 seconds, but I feel bad. I'll live without it. I'll live without the coffee, and then after the run, then I'll get some more coffee maybe. But maybe for now I should just live without it. I feel like that's okay. Monica, good evening to you and welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here. Yes, I just misclicked need. Yeah, I thought I was on the pixel right below it, but no, I clicked the wrong pixel. And I needed on a random green mace, which is incredibly embarrassing. Alright, 3 out of 4. Let's see, what does everybody else have? We are all, well, 3 out of 4 except for the warriors at 2 out of 4. This could take a little bit more time. I definitely had the time to go get the coffee. Yeah, we could have definitely done that. Probably multiple times over by now. Technically, I probably need it for the gold to buy talents. Now, people have been very kind, and I've been given quite a bit of gold, so we're actually good on gold now. We struggled with gold for a while, but now we're good. We also sold a bunch of light leather. That helped out too. The worst part is this does not seem to be a 100% drop rate. So you can kill one of these guys and then nobody gets an item off of it. It feels really bad. Do I have an Amazon wish list? Not really. My Amazon wish list is just everything that is in my save for later. I use the save for later button. Like that's basically since I'm broke, that's how I shop on Amazon. I don't actually buy stuff. I just find stuff that I need. And then instead of buying it, I look at it and then I click save for later. And that's where everything goes. And then eventually I'll go through and I'll just delete everything in my save for later, and it feels good. I'm like, oh, it turns out I didn't need any of that stuff. I'm glad I didn't buy it. I feel like doing this quest might take about as long as doing the dungeon's gonna take. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be a similar amount of time. Okay, we're at 4 out of 4, so we just need everybody else to get lucky and get the rest of theirs. Just the warrior. The warrior's at 2 out of 4, so we should be finishing this up pretty soon. Am I still liking Sod? Yes. Yes, I am. Yep, I've been really enjoying the Paladin during the week, and I'm still really interested in seeing more of the Hunter. It's been a fun time. Alright, what about... Come back here, dude. Check this guy. I know it. This guy's gotta have the item. No? Maybe not. This guy needs one more card. I feel like they could make this area here twice as big. Instead of the mine shaft stopping back here, they could just like make it go down deeper. Like make it do like another circuit. And add like 15 more enemies. This has got to be the one. He got it. 30 minutes later, now we can go to the dungeon. Patrick, good afternoon to you and welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here today.
On your guard. My mana.
Alright, I have to remember to loot because I have a quest for the red bandanas. How was my day? It's been good so far. It's been a good Saturday.
On your guard.
Monica, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, sometimes life is not great. That's true. I think we often, as people, have a habit of, like, even when things aren't good, we're just like, yeah, things are fine. It's fine. So that's, like, the building could be burning down, and sometimes we're still like, it's fine, I'll be fine. Sometimes that turns out to be true. I'm gonna be sad if I can't beat this warrior for DPS. But then again, he's getting a head start, obviously. Every pull he gets a head start, so... If I want to do more DPS than him, I'm gonna have to, like, run in headlong and worry about aggro later. Oh, here we go. Some AoE potential. We don't have a lot of AoE. I thought Fire Trap was, like, Immolation Trap was AoE, but I don't think it is AoE. I think it only hits one target. I don't know why I thought it was AoE. Is Immolation Trap and Explosive Trap, are they different? And this is why you don't leave mobs up in the room, because then when you get feared to the corners of the room, you pull adds. Yeah, maybe I'm thinking of a different trap. He dropped Taskmaster, which we don't need, because we have a much better axe. So I keep hearing that somebody is low on mana. Is that an add-on that he's using to do that, or is that just like an in-game setting? Because it's pretty cool, but also I don't know if I need to hear it. But it almost sounds like it's just an in-game thing. I wonder if I'd have to mute dialogue to not hear it. I don't hate it, but it is something that like I don't really need to know about his mana. The tank needs to know about the mana, but I don't need to know. Well, we pulled the boss. Brilliant. Should be fine. Got a ring that dropped. We'll take a look at that in a second. It's bad form to loot before everything is dead. But that never stopped anybody. Oh my god, we ran out of mana. That's a first. So... agility and intellect, I mean... I don't have any rings, so this is like a no-brainer. We've also got mobs taking pot shots at us back here. That's kind of unfortunate. It's kind of why you don't pull it this way. We rolled a 35, and the Pally rolled a 100, so the Pally won that one. It's probably the only item that we'll see drop in here that we could possibly even use. I don't think there's a lot of hunter gear in here. If there is hunter gear, I'm not aware of it. I'm going to switch over to Viper stance here, and we'll see if we can regen some mana. Yeah, it looks like it's working quite well. Now, if only we could regen some health. Maybe we'd be doing better. Oh yeah, that's really good at getting our mana back. I like that. And now we can go back to Monkey. Very nice. Oh, we still got mobs up. We did this in reverse, like we killed the boss and then we cleared the room. Like usually you just go ahead and you clear the room before you fight the boss. That's usually the way to do it. I guess he's just gonna take the chest. I guess we're not rolling for it. He got a spellbinder vest and an inscribed cloak. Were there rolls? I didn't see rolls go off. Nobody rolled. He just took it. Oh, he's giving it away. Okay. I mean, I don't know why I get it. I don't know why I'm the one that gets it, but I mean, thanks. I guess I feel just as bad. We should have just rolled for the chest. I'll take it though. All right, this seems extreme, maybe a little bit extreme. Maybe it's fine. A lot of these are non-elites. Maybe if we kill some of the non-elites, maybe this gets a little bit more survivable, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Seems okay. That's fine, I guess. Hey, it worked out. We got a patrol coming up on our backs here and a respawn? That one just appeared out of thin air. Maybe that was one of the patrols spawning in. I'm assuming they have to spawn in.
Check out that noise.
I guess I forgot to loot this item? Oh, that's a bummer. We didn't loot, I guess it must have been the robot guy.
Repel the invader!
I always forget to loot something. It's not a big shock.
Landlubbers are tougher than I thought. I'll have to improvise. Oh, now you're making me angry.
And he dropped some green weapons. But at least he dropped a shield and a one-hander. Well, that was nice of him. What server are we on? We are on Wild Growth EU. Alright, there's the Emberstone Staff. Not a hunter weapon in this case. Although I've heard everything is a hunter weapon. We'll let the mage have that one. The population of Skull Rock hardcore is Skull Rock. Wasn't Skull Rock one of the original official servers they opened up? Like back when they first did official hardcore? Yeah, I'm not surprised that one's dead. If you want to play hardcore, you probably have to play on one of the new anniversary hardcore realms if you want there to be a population of players. Skull Rock's been dead for a long time. Skull Rock was dead before the new servers came out. And we got the Corsair's overshirts, which we also don't need. And there we go. Yeah, not a lot of hunter stuff in Deadmines. Why does Blizz have so many dead servers? Because they insist on opening up a lot of servers. When you have lots and lots and lots of servers, you're gonna have some servers that are dead. It's just like how things work out. What are we doing? In 20 years, I never knew there was a camp over here. 20 years. I've never come over here and killed these guys. I guess we're just grinding for XP, which I'm okay with. We are going to have Burning Crusade again. Yep, the Anniversary Realms are going to become Burning Crusade sometime in the autumn or the winter. So it's going to be a while, but you will get to play Burning Crusade again. Now, will we have a permanent era server of Burning Crusade after that? I think we will. I think after the Anniversary Realms roll off to TBC, I think they'll always have at least one permanent TBC realm. Be a waste not to. Yeah, I think that's it. That's all we need. We can hearth out of here, actually. We don't have to run back. Let's hearth out. Don't forget the chest. What chest? Did I forget a chest? Are people just not rolling on chests? Oh, there is a chest back here. Maybe nobody saw it. Maybe somebody looted the good stuff out of it already. There we go. There's a green rifle in there. I don't think we're going to use it, but somebody could. Should I go get the coffee? I might.
Or the Alliance.
I might. We want the Tunic of Westfall. 11 agility, 5 stamina.
Honored friend.
Amazing. We also need to empty out our inventory. Oh, you know what we should do? I'm gonna get another bag. I'm not shooting a lot. I could keep a stack of arrows and I can get a fourth bag. Do I have a fourth bag on me? No, I don't. Yeah, I want to hook us up with a fourth bag. Like,
Hello.
immediately. I know one of my characters has bags in their bank. I think the paladin has bags in their bank. We got the unsent letter. Just gonna sell all this stuff.
See you around.
King's honor, friend. Farewell.
And that's 23. Alright, that one is going back to Stormwind. We've got a couple of other things to turn in, so I'm gonna put us on a flight to Stormwind. And yeah, I think I'm gonna take like 5 or 10 minutes. If I'm gonna play a little bit more today, then I need to take a quick break. That's my options are either I end the stream now or I take a quick break. So I'm gonna take a quick break. After that, I don't really know what we're doing next. We could do some stuff in Redridge. we're done with Loch Modan. We're not doing anything else there. Yeah, we could do Redridge. We could run over to the lighthouse and do the lighthouse stuff. Although I don't have the oil, so maybe we don't do that.
What can I do for you?
Maybe we just go to Redridge. Either way, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be back in like 5 minutes. All right, we're back. Amy, welcome to the stream. Do I need to replace any of my gear? Level 12. Yeah, let's do a little bit of shopping. Did I get coffee? Yeah, of course. Yep, I got coffee. I fed my kid. I talked to my kid. I drank a yogurt. And now here we are. Let's see. Yeah, we need stuff. Leather. Can we get shoulders yet? Let's put in like a level here. We're not buying those. Agility. Okay, straight up, just agility seems good. 9 gold is pretty expensive, but let's go ahead and grab them. The chest, we just got a chest piece. Belt of the Whale? I mean, spirit and stamina is going to be better than nothing. I don't want to pay 11. I don't want to pay 11 for a monk. Oh, that's so good, though. That is really good. 5 agility, 4 stamina. But I think I'm going to save the money and just buy the... We'll do of the owl? We'll do of the owl. I drink yogurt. I drink yogurt when it's a yogurt drink. Yeah. I guess I should have been specific. It's like one of those yogurt drinks, those protein yogurt drinks with like the twist top. Yeah, it's a drink. But it's also technically yogurt. So yes, I drink yogurt. What else? Legs. Anything with good stats is like super expensive. I mean, it's painful to spend 12 gold to buy 7 agility, 7 stam, but ugh. The alternative is I keep my same shitty pants forever. Let's go ahead and splurge a little bit. You know what I need? I need rings. We could really, really use rings. They don't even need to be good rings. I need something that I can slot runes onto. Although this is good. Stamina, agility. Can I get 2 of these? Is this unique? If it was unique equip, it would probably say so, right? I think I can buy 2 of these. Let's try that. Angie, I am doing well today. Thanks for asking. Thanks for being here. That's right, somebody just told me in Booty Bay you can get rings really cheap for 1 gold each. If you're just looking for rings to slot runes onto. And now we have to redo all of our runes. We could probably get a helmet. Maybe we should look for that too. Also, is there any reason why shoulders don't have a rune slot? Are they waiting to add a shoulder slot later? Is there some arbitrary reason why they didn't add a shoulder slot? Because I find that really weird. The neck and the shoulders are like the two pieces that don't have rune slots. Feels like kind of just like a missed opportunity. Your melee criticals increase your attack power by 40% of your current agility for 7 seconds. Raptor Strike is instant. Yeah, I feel like this is still better. We don't have anything useful for feet right now, because I'm not doing dual wield. I don't want the trap launcher, and I don't have Wyvern Strike yet. So right now, there's really like nothing I can do that's actually useful for our foot slot. And then on the rings, let's go axe spec. Because we are using an axe. And then what else? I'm not really sure. We can do mana per 5. Mana per 5 seems okay for the other one. And let's go see if we can find a helmet. That'd be cool. No items. So when do we start getting helmets? Apparently never. Level 30? Level 27? Alright, I guess that's all we can do for now. We have a couple of quests to turn in. It's 29 plus. Yeah, there was the one at level like 27, but that seemed like it might be a one-off. Apparently we've got a ways to go yet. We also need to learn wool bandage. Yeah. Let's go do that.
Well met. Go with honor, friend.
How long will Sod last and what will happen to the characters? So this is a question that has changed a lot over time. We used to think that Sod was going to end with Phase 6. And then we were told Sod was going to end with Phase 7. And now they're planning a Phase 8 and they're saying there is no end date. There is currently no time when they plan to stop Sod. They said even beyond Phase 8, they are planning to make more content for Sod. And so the answer has changed over time already. So that doesn't mean that it won't change again. But right now, there is no plan for SOD to cease to exist. I think that even if there comes a time when they're not adding a lot of content to SOD, I think they're always going to support these servers. I think they'll probably always try to add things over time when they can. But more importantly, nothing's going to happen to your character, it seems. It seems like it's safe to assume you can keep playing in some kind of SOD continuity. Even if they're not releasing phase after phase after phase every year. You know, they might not always have a new phase every 4 months. But there might still be new stuff to do. And the characters probably aren't going anywhere. But again, that's where we stand right now. Where's my pet at? We don't have a pet. We are a melee hunter that does not use a pet. We're using a rune called Lone Wolf. And Lone Wolf buffs our damage. And we don't have a pet out. So yeah. That's what we're doing. And I don't think they ever planned to wipe characters. I don't think they knew what they were going to do with SOD at like the end of SOD. I don't think they ever knew. And I think the plan was always to kind of gauge player reaction and gauge player engagement. And I think they've just been kind of making it up as they go along. Which for their first attempt at something like this is not a bad idea. You know, if people weren't liking the season, they could have ended it at phase 6. People were still playing it. It was still a fun time. And so they decided to keep going. But I don't think they were ever just going to wipe characters. I think they were probably going to have some kind of like retire server for them to go to, like maybe a frozen instance of SOD where the character could just go and exist. But I don't think they were ever going to do any character wipes. But we'll see. We'll see what the future brings. For now, I'm just focusing on having fun. We're not in fear of them shutting down the servers anytime soon. Alright, that didn't quite get us to heavy wool, I don't think.
You need something?
No, we're so close. We need 115 for heavy wool. I'm at 113. Okay. Okay. We're close. Alright, we do have stuff to turn in. Let's go do that. And I want to send us another bag. I want to replace the quiver since I'm not shooting. I want to replace the quiver with another bag.
Hey there. Have a good one. Safe travels. See you around.
Amy, you remember to check in for your flight. That's good. That's a good change of pace. You don't have to get like the worst seating possible. Section C, Section D, or Section F. When I traveled a lot for work, I was always sitting there at the check-in screen, like slamming the check-in button as the 24-hour mark approached. And that usually got me into like A or B group seating. I feel like when I got into C group, I had failed. You know, that was like worst case scenario, I get into C group. Let's go train some skills. Why not? Why not train the millions of skills we haven't trained yet? Mend pet. We don't need mend pet because we don't have a pet. Aspect of the hawk we're not going to use. Aspect of the cheetah we might use. Dual wield, no. Multi-shot, probably not. Serpent sting, no. Arcane shot, won't be using it. Distracting shot, maybe. Hunter's mark, nope. Scorpion sting, rank 1, nope. Track undead, probably not. Disengage, maybe. And freezing trap, I don't know how this is going to help us necessarily, but yeah, maybe.
See you soon.
Safe travels. Be good. See you soon. Keep your feet on the ground.
So I think my paladin has extra bags, but I don't know where my paladin is parked. So I don't even know if I'm going to have access to those bags right now or not. We'll log out for a second and check. Let's just see where's the paladin parked at. Paladin's parked in Hillsbrad. Yeah, I don't think she has any extra bags on her person. I think I put all the bags in the mailbox. Or in the bank. But let's have a look. Yeah, she doesn't have any bags on her right now. That's a bummer. I'll have to remember to send them over. So we'll have them for tomorrow. We will have them for tomorrow. But today we have to live with what we've got. Alright, I think with that we can go ahead and fly out to Redridge.
What can I do for you?
Oh, that's right. Oh, I made a terrible mistake. We have a quest to go out to Goldshire. I hate this quest. I always forget to do it. And it's like, man. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do that quest. It's a lot of running back and forth. I really just, we gotta get like level 25 and then we can head into Duskwood. So maybe we'll just go do assessing the threat. We'll go after the items. Yeah, see, we're gonna lose like multiple quests. If I don't do the price of shoes quest, then we're gonna lose multiple quests. We're gonna lose the quest for the whelps. We're gonna lose, I think, a follow-up quest to kill gnolls up in the hills. Man. Okay, well let's just do what we can. We'll just focus on doing what we can. I think we've already out-leveled some of the area anyhow. Oh, Redridge Goulash is level 18, so maybe not. Oh man, okay. I'm flying back.
Need help?
We need a Goldshire flight point.
Be careful.
I feel like Goldshire is a big enough deal that we need a Goldshire flight point. Yep. I wonder if Aspect of the Cheetah stacks with our other movement speed buff. Like if I go kill one of these guys with a Raptor Strike. Not really, because they get a hit off on us and that dazes us. But maybe it stacks once we get it going. It's hard to tell.
Greetings. See you later. Be careful.
I don't think it stacks. I don't feel any... Once we do this, I don't feel any faster. I think we get the 30% from Aspect of the Cheetah. I don't think we get another 30 from Hit and Run. I think it's like an either or. Because otherwise, we would sense the slowdown or the increase if it was 30% on top of 30%, and I don't feel any increase or decrease. So I guess I can stop killing all the critters now.
Things are my friend. Like,
Alright, here we go. Into Redridge, take 2. This time with all of the prereqs done.
help you. See you later. For the Alliance. Have a good one.
Hello. See you later. Have a good one.
Hey there. Can I help you?
And I should probably remind myself I'm a Skinner. Did you guys know I'm a Skinner on this character? I'm a Skinner. I need to be skinning stuff. That's kind of how this works. Yeah, did you like the internal bag error? That's always what you like to see when you go to loot stuff. Internal bag error. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know what went wrong with our bags. Could be a Bagnon issue. Wayne, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. 30% buff for no active pet. Oh yeah, we have Lone Wolf. That's why we have no pet. Not only do we not have a pet out, I never did the quest to even learn how to tame pets. Not only do we not have a pet, we can't have a pet. We are hashtag no pets. Any chance you'll see the hardcore warlock soon? Yes. Absolutely. Probably see some action on the hardcore warlock this week. Yeah, on the hardcore warlock, we're about to try out the firestone in the offhand and a dagger in the main hand. So instead of wanding, we'll be putting up our dots, we'll be drawing them into melee, and then we'll just be stabbing them with a fiery dagger. And that's going to be cool. It's going to be different at least. Will it get us killed? It might get us killed. We'll have to see, but we're going to try it out for a bit and see if I like it. We're also more of a destruction spec now. So I'm looking forward to getting back in and checking that out. To be fair, when I started playing SOD, I didn't know I was going to like it so much. To be fair. I didn't know I'd be playing quite so much of it. Oh my god, my inventory's full. See, we really did need that bag. We really did need the bag. Nothing that I can... We just gotta sell everything. There's nothing I can really drop. We need a few more mongrels. Maybe I can hang out here long enough to get the mongrels I need, but then we're gonna have to go vendor. These guys are melting, yeah, but listen, like, they're level 16 and I'm level 23. These guys would melt even if this wasn't SOD. If I was playing a normal hunter in normal vanilla era, and I was level 23 up against a level 16, I would still kill these guys in like 1 or 2 hits. The difference is those hits would be like 2 arcane shots. instead of like 2 melee swings, you know? We're fighting really weak guys right now. This is what it's always like in Classic when you're fighting weak guys. Now, we've gotten a couple of one-shots. You know, you probably wouldn't one-shot somebody unless you're a warrior getting a big crit. So yeah, like character power comes into play, but the biggest thing happening right here is just the big difference between our level and their level. I almost didn't do these quests. We're right on the cusp of these quests not really being worth it. D, I just want you to know that I see you and that you are seen. I see you, but you've been hanging out in the peripheral. And I am going to continue to ignore you, but I do want you to know that I've seen you. Oh no, do I need the spider meat? I do need this spider meat. Oh no, what am I gonna do? I don't... Oh, I need condor meat too. Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't need venom sacks. I have to get this, this stack of meat started. There we go. Alright, we are gonna head back to town, I swear.
Need help? Be careful.
Carnifexia, good afternoon to you and welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here.
What are you looking for?
Alright, we have to be careful that we don't sell any of the stuff that we actually need to hang on to. I think that's good. Probably don't need multiple stacks of heavy linen bandages. We've got the wool bandage we can pull out to the bar. Fresh water we don't need. Alright, I think that is good. That's a good point. No MMO is more immersive than vanilla. Yes, I will agree with that. No, a lot of MMOs aren't really made to be immersive anymore. And some of the ones that were immersive when they first came out, like Final Fantasy XIV, Elder Scrolls Online, like those games were immersive when they first came out. You know, but they were new, they had challenge, they had a long leveling journey, they felt like an RPG. And Guild Wars 2 was probably... I didn't play Guild Wars 2 a lot when it first came out, but it was probably very similar. It was probably more immersive. There was probably more moment-to-moment challenge, like more impetus to try to learn your class better, and stuff like that. But as MMOs age, they change. And they stopped being about immersion and started being about repetitive endgame activities. They started being about repetitive endgame activities and how can we get someone to log in every single day for X amount of time? How can we get someone to log in every week? And it's like, when the game was immersive and just fun, people were logging in just to log in and play. But now they feel like they have to over-design an endgame that compels people to log in and play. Otherwise, they're going to be missing out on something. If you don't log in, you're going to be missing out on progress. You're going to miss your weeklies. You're going to miss your dailies. You got to log in, got to play every day. Like, that's the track that all MMOs kind of went down. And WoW is to blame, because WoW blazed that trail. WoW blazed that trail, and every other MMO followed suit. And they're all worse off for it. You can have compelling endgame, but I think having compelling endgame at the cost of giving up on the journey it's not good. It doesn't create a holistic experience that a player can really get sucked into. Did I give up on the war within for good? Yes, for a lot of the reasons that we're talking about right now. The open world in modern WoW feels like garbage. The open world feels just like a bolted on thing that nobody cares about. It's there to have it. The questing feels like it's something there just to be there. It doesn't have soul. It's not fun. It's not challenging. The story's not good. The characters are not good. And these are all my opinions, by the way. Other people are free to love the story and love the characters. I just don't enjoy it anymore. They don't have characters that compel me. They don't have stories that compel me. The questing is not fun. The open world activities are not fun. Feeling like I have to do all these stupid weeklies and dailies, and I have to get a key to open a chest at the end of a thing. Like I don't enjoy it. There's nothing about it that I enjoy. The one thing that I enjoyed about retail WoW was doing Mythic Plus. But there's too many other loops you have to jump through to be competitive in Mythic Plus. If you want to do serious Mythic Plus, you got to be doing your dailies. You got to do your weeklies. You have to do your open world events. Like, I don't want to engage with any of the fluff content that I don't like, just to be able to do the content that I do like. And so yeah, I don't have any plans to play War Within. I probably won't go back until the next expansion. I'll always try a new expansion. And the thing is, if I don't like the base experience of the expansion, I'm not going to come back for patches. If you can't make base content that I had fun with, then I'm not going to come back for patches. That's just obvious. Yeah, there's too much stuff in modern WoW that I don't like. It feels like wading through content that I don't like, trying to find the bits and pieces of content that I do enjoy. And it's like I can waste my time doing that, or I can just play a game that I enjoy the moment-to-moment gameplay. You know, I can just get on Classic and I can level up a character and I can just have fun with my moment-to-moment gameplay and just enjoy my time. But it gets fun at the 10-hour mark, yeah. Something. Like I said, Mythics were fun, and Delves were fun too. And if I could just go to my character select screen and pick my character, and then I could pick Mythic Plus and queue for Mythic Plus, I would do that. I would probably play like 5 or 10 hours of that a week. If I could just select my character, select Mythic Plus, and I just had to do Mythic Plus. And that was all I did to progress. Just queue up for Mythic Plus, get gear, do harder content, improve my rating. I would love to do that. But I'm not going to log in, I'm not going to do the world quest, I'm not going to do the weekly events, I'm not going to do anything else, because I don't enjoy anything else. Three hours of story and the rest is boring. Repeatable endgame with no sense. Yeah. And it's like, it's not only is it just 3 hours of story, but it's like, it's 3 hours of story that isn't often that compelling. If you had 3 hours of amazing story, like maybe I'd show up for that. But then again, if you were going to have 3 hours of amazing story, you'd have 15 hours of amazing story for the base campaign, and the base campaign was dull and garbage. I didn't enjoy any of the base campaign. It had small moments of potential, but it was potential spread amongst characters that I didn't relate to and didn't care about. They've managed to take even characters that I used to enjoy, like Anduin, and they've kind of like, they kind of ruined them. I don't know, I just didn't like any of the characters. One second, guys. And we're back. Yep, and it's sad. I'm not happy about it. What I liked about retail, I liked the class design. I really like pushing my buttons in Mythic Plus. I really like pushing my buttons in Delves. I just didn't enjoy any other part of the game. So, you know, maybe one day they'll make a game that I enjoy, and then I'll go back to it. But until they do that, I'm just gonna stay far, far away. It's like, I can either stay far away, or I can play a game where all I do is complain about all the stuff I don't like. And that's what it came to be, like... And then it's like, even when I wasn't openly complaining about it, I was still having the thoughts. I was still complaining in my head. Which is just as an unenjoyable experience as complaining out loud for me. So yeah, I have it uninstalled. I don't plan to reinstall it. You know what? I'll reinstall Retail for Legion Remix. Whenever they do Legion Remix, I'll reinstall Retail for that. Dang, level 24. We are flying today. I need one underbelly whelp. I need all of my spider meat, basically. I didn't pick up the quest to go after the Blackrock guys, so let's start heading back in this direction. We can stop along the way and fight the Murlocs. They don't even voice act one of the main Undermine story characters. I thought that was ridiculous in the base campaign. I thought it's ridiculous that such a large game like World of Warcraft in 2025 is not fully voice acted for its main characters and its supporting staff. Like, you have supporting characters that, like, you might hear their voice once. But even the main cast, they're often having these, like, text bubbles pop up over their heads that I have to read. It's like, you have a voice actor for this person. Pay them some fucking money, get them into a recording booth, and have them voice act these lines, please. Like, that's kind of what it is. It's like, they don't even seem to care if people like the story or not. That's the reality of it. If they cared about people falling in love with the story and falling in love with the characters, you would see them put more effort into things like making sure everything is voice acted. That's what you do when you have money and you want people to love the story and characters of your game. You have voice actors that people like, and then you have them do all the voice acting. Like, look at Final Fantasy XIV. People love that story. It's one of the best JRPG stories ever created. People love those characters because they got to watch those characters grow for like 8 years. You're with the same cast of characters, and they're all changing, they're all evolving, they're all growing, and they're all voice acted. And so it's hard to care when Blizzard doesn't care. It's hard to care when they do things that showcase how little they care about the story and the characters. And a lack of voice acting is a big, big problem. It's a big problem in a game that's trying to tell you it wants you to give a shit. And there we go, that's my retail rant for the day. They were focused on Xalatath's foot design. Yeah. Oh yeah, thanks Taliesin. That's what the world needed. I blame Taliesin for, like, exacerbating that whole situation. They can make cool looking characters sometimes. Like, Xalatath is a cool looking character, don't get me wrong. I don't really care about her feet. But yeah, but then, like, from a story perspective, I didn't care about Xalatath at all. She's a different type of villain, and she's got a cool character model, and that's as deep as I got. It's really impossible to get any deeper into these characters in this story. Character writing is something that they're not good at. Part of that is that they don't have any actual writers on staff. Like, they don't employ writers. They don't employ people to write. They have game designers, and they have quest designers, and they have narrative directors, but they don't have a guy who writes or a gal who writes. They had those people. They fired a lot of them. They had actual people on staff who wrote their novels. Like, those are the people that should be writing the quest. Those are the people that should be writing the dialogue. When you don't have someone skilled at writing dialogue, you get bad dialogue. When you don't have someone skilled at crafting a story, you get a bad, unfulfilling story. It's really easy to put those things together. And that's what Blizz has. They have writers that aren't writers and storytellers that aren't storytellers. They're just game design people. They're just corporate employees, most of them. Like, yeah, you got people like Metzen who like have true creative vision, but Metzen's not doing the writing. Metzen's leadership. Leadership's not going to make up for shitty writing. And honestly, I don't need the story to be like top notch. I just need all of the gameplay to be fun. I need the questing to be fun. I need the open world stuff to feel immersive. Like, I want there to be less repetitive treadmill-like activities, and I would like them to focus on creating more content. Like, stop focusing on creating treadmill activities and focus on creating zones that feel lived in. Focus on creating zones that feel like they're part of a world, that give me a reason to go out into them, to explore them, to quest in them. Like, that's what I would rather have them spend their time on. Even if their story is not like great, I don't need their story to be great. If I want a really amazing story, I'll go read a book. But then at the same time, if their story is not going to be great, I would like to see them focus less on the narrative. Focus less on that main narrative. If the characters are going to be boring, if the dialogue is going to be meh, if the story arc's going to be blah, like, don't draw my attention to those things. Like, just stop. Take it back to basics. Don't focus on an A narrative if your A narrative is simply not that well done. Focus on other things. Again, these are all my opinions. There are people out there who like the story, who like the characters, and I guess the key part of this is they're not making World of Warcraft for me anymore. I'm 41 years old. I've been playing WoW since I was 20, and they're not. The people making the game now are not my age. The people making the game now do not like the things that I like. And so it's not a big surprise that the people making the game now are not making a game for me. They're just not, because the people making the game now are in their 20s and 30s, and they grew up being exposed to an entirely different set of media, and the things they were exposed to, it affects like how you are creative. And so we're not on the same page. And that's okay. They don't want me playing their game, and I don't want to play their game, so I stopped. They're fixated about friendships, yes. Yeah, it's friendships and friendships and positivity. Friendships and positivity. When I was questing through War Within, and I got to the third quest where I was helping an NPC craft something. We were doing crafting projects. I think we were like knitting, or maybe for one we were making pottery. And I had this like weird moment where I'm like, I think the people who are making Warcraft, I don't think they understand what the word Warcraft means. I think that they took it as war and crafts. War and crafts, like arts and crafts. It's like, no. The craft in Warcraft is not supposed to be arts and crafts. Why am I helping all these NPCs with their crafting projects? That was like one of the wake-up calls that I knew, like, yeah, this is not for me anymore. The other one was when we humanized the kobolds. When we had to humanize the kobolds, and we had to help the kobolds and bring them into our alliance, and we had to get all the kobold lore, and we had to learn all about their culture and how they're culturally relevant, that was way across the line. That was when I broke. It was in the Nerubian zone, or wherever you encounter them. And that was when I completely emotionally detached from the world. and from the story, is when I had to listen to Granny Kobold tell the Kobold lore so that we can be inclusive to kobolds. Which is, to me, like, a kobold is just an enemy in the world. They're there as like a device to cause problems that I can go solve. I don't need them to explain the lore to me. I don't want to be their friends. I just want to go kill them. Because they're kobolds. They're just supposed to be this filthy menace that, you know, troubles villages, and I'm supposed to be the hero that goes and cleanses them. Instead, we had to empathize with them, which that was when I knew, like, the people making the game are not making a game for me. Because I just want a game where I go kill kobolds. I don't want to learn their lore and include them in our alliance. And it's just a product of the people who are making the game. That's what I meant when I said, like, you know, the people making the game now, they're in their 20s and 30s. And so the game is a reflection of what they like. Just like, you know, when Metzen and the old boys were making the game was a reflection of the things they liked. And so, like, if you're not on the same page with a game developer, they're not going to make games you like. And a generational difference is a big difference. Like, when you are just simply part of a different generation, like, your creativity and the things you like are going to be inherently different than someone of a different generation. And that's where we're at. It turns out my inventory was not full. Well, it was full, but it was full of clams. I could have solved this problem without heading back to town. The problem could have been easily solved. We need one more Murloc fin. We have all the fish that we need. We just need one more Murloc fin. Maybe I can swim out into the lake and get it. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, writing is hard. Good writing is hard, and the skill for good fiction writing, it can't be taught. You don't go to college and then just, like, take some classes and then become a good story writer. It doesn't happen. You can learn everything about how to write properly, and you can take all kinds of English courses, and you can be a shit fiction writer. Conversely, you could be a great storyteller and not know all the rules of English and just kind of have, like, you know, problems like with your format and stuff like that. So, like, that's the problem, is, like, you know, you're hiring these people as corporate employees. It's going to be hard to find a corporate employee who's just, like, an amazing fantasy storyteller, who's, like, keyed into your universe and knows your universe in and out and can tell, like, amazing stories in it. Which, like, they have a couple of those people. They had people like Christy Golden, I forget the other lady's name. They had those people, like, who were writing their fan fiction. By fan fiction, like, I mean, you know, the stories, the novels. I call it fan fiction because it's kind of like more like fan fiction. They had those people, and they're pretty talented at what they do. And I never understood why they weren't having them lead more of, like, the in-game quest writing, the in-game cutscene writing. It's like, why not involve those people? Those people actually write stories. Instead, they have corporate employee 3B. 0003B is writing the quests. And, you know, they have narrative direction from people who are smarter and better, but narrative direction only gets you so far when someone's trying to write a story. There we go. That's 8 out of 8. I feel like swimming across the lake was probably faster than running around. Ooh, I need one more whelp scale. I did not notice that. What else do I need? I need spider meat. Alright, now we need to find a bunch of spiders. I think our best chance at spiders is going to be over in the lumber mill area. Alright, we got talent points for days. Well, let's just finish off Survivalist. And then maybe we'll go into Sure-Footed. Alright, that is everything we need, actually. Let's head back.
Hello. Safe travels.
How are you? Safe travels. Have a good one. See you around.
Yeah, Fury is kind of OP. Yep, Fury in vanilla era seems really OP. Especially, I did pretty good in that run, but I didn't even really have a lot of practice going into it, so... I've been really happy with how Fury has felt. After being ARMS for so long and kind of swearing by ARMS, it's good to discover that Fury is actually really powerful. People always try to tell me that.
Well met. Farewell.
But I have a bad habit of ignoring people. Yeah, it's been pretty fun.
Hello. Have a good one.
Alright. Ooh, guys, I tell you what. I am gonna have to take a break here. I am out of time for today. Tomorrow I will be streaming. I'm not really sure of the timing for tomorrow. My wife is coming back from a business trip tomorrow, so I'm gonna try to plan the stream around like when she's coming back. So it could be a little bit earlier than normal. It could be a little bit later than normal. I will have to like hash out those details. And as soon as I do, I will get the stream scheduled for then. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I really do appreciate it. As always, take care of yourselves out there and take care of each other. And we will see you back here again very soon. Bye for now.